time, the free time that you have before having kids, live it up. Welcome to Twin Talks. I'm Nadia.
And I'm Nikki.
And today's episode is about the good and the bad of being a parent. What's the bad first thing, Nick? What do you have to say to the people who are considering being parents or are not parents and want to have kids? What do they need to know the bad first?
Well, I mean, we'll talk about both, but when you don't have kids of your own, you're always going, I wish, and you don't use that time that you had.
Yeah.
And I think if you ask most new parents, they're going, where did my time go?
Yeah.
Right? Like you're not really appreciative of the time you have without kids.
Yes.
And I think that is something that I would say to parents or aspiring parents, like use your time when you don't have them and go do the stuff that you really want to do.
Like?
Whatever, whether it's traveling or doing a school program or just meeting a bunch of people and being really social.
Yes.
Because that kind of goes for a while.
You don't know what you don't know, right?
Right.
Yeah. So time, the free time that you have before having kids, live it up, because you don't know until you're in it. And then once you become a parent, the time becomes an issue and sleep becomes an issue, right? If you have a newborn, depending on the type of baby, but people don't really talk about it that much. But the sleep deprivation can be crippling if you're not used to waking up and you're like someone who needs their sleep. It can be very challenging depending on the type of baby you have, right?
Yes, and you know what? Nobody's, I'm no expert, I have my two, but my two could be different from your two, right? And all I know is that it doesn't matter what, when they're newborns, it's round the clock, and it doesn't stop for a long time.
Yeah.
And so that would be something in looking back at, like, that might have been one that feels bad at the time, but it's just such a short little blip in their lives. It feels silly to complain about it,
not complaining. It's just the way it is.
It is a hard time.
Yes, it's not a complaint. It's just the way it is. So, what are the good things about being a parent? There's joys,
absolutely. Like the extension of like who you are. You can see it in their faces. Pardon?
If they choose to adopt.
And even if you adopt, like you get to take this little person and make and let them be who they want to become. I think it's like the most important, most rewarding job out there.
Yeah, I agree.
What about you?
I love being a parent, but I mean, I would be a liar if I told you that I loved every stage. Certain stages were harder, but I love being a parent. I just loved it because I found myself really calming down because I knew that this role was the most important role. Raising someone to be a good person is the biggest role that you can ever do in your life. It doesn't matter how much money, or it's not about the money. It's about raising the best kid that you can into a young adult or an adult.
And allowing them the freedom to choose what they're doing and to be happy in their own lives. That's a gift that parents get. And it doesn't matter whether they're adopted or biological. Like, that's a gift and you can't take it back. But the bad side, when you're going through it,
it can be challenging.
Absolutely. It feels sometimes like, oh my God, is this day we're living it again? Groundhog's Day for a bit. But then, that's just a stage that you might go through. At least I did, between like 13 months and 2.5. I'm like, Lord, every day seems the same.
I found the toddler years the hardest years for me.
Yeah.
They were tough.
But some people love those years because they are so cute and they're able to learn and just absorb all the things that they need to see.
Before they go to school.
Yeah.
It's the years before they go to school and they can walk, but they can't express. I found that was the toughest time, but I had a fantastic time, and I love to see the kids, succeed and fail, and then you help them, and they end up growing and having a mind of their own.
Yeah.
It's the biggest job in the world. So if you're aspiring, just understand that it's not always that easy, but it's worth it.
Yeah, there's going to be good, there's going to be bad, there's going to be ugly, and you're not alone. Just remember, it's a little stage that you go through, that while you're going through it, you don't think you're ever going to end. You never think you're ever going to sleep again. But it's well worth it in the end.
Sure
well
is.
Worth it.
And it's a fast ride. Right?
Yeah, it goes
It's
super fast. Yeah.
If you liked us, what do you do?
You'll like us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Until the next time,
see you next time on Twin Talks.